State Governor's Daughter, Episode 1. I was busy enjoying the roasted yam my mother served me when I got an unexpected call from my boss. I nervously answered the call without wasting time, equally wondering why he was calling by that hour. "Agent Val, where are you?" my boss asked, in his usual gruff voice.
"I'm at home, sir," I stammered, standing up nervously as if the man was right there before me.
"Report to my office immediately. It's very urgent." "You have 5 minutes," he ordered. "Yes, sir." I breathed sharply, even though deep down I was extremely unhappy. I planned spending the weekend with Mum after staying away from home for so long, and I just couldn't imagine how disappointed she would be seeing me leaving just an hour after I got home. Anyway, that's exactly the life of an agent. My life and everything belonged to the government, and I had no reason to protest because I clearly knew what I was getting into when I applied to join the Department of State Services. I slowly made my way to the kitchen to tell my dear mother that I was leaving again. Luckily for me, I had no much explanation to do. One look at my face told her everything. She simply shrugged and bit her lips as I made my way towards her. "I guess the call was from your office. When am I seeing you again?" she asked. "Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Once I'm free, I will be back here," I answered with a forced smile as I hugged her. 1 hour later, at DSS quarters, Owerri, as I drove into my workplace, I couldn't help but wonder why my boss needed me so urgently. I wasn't really holding any sensitive material or position at the moment. The general election of the previous year and every post-election security matter has already been dealt with. I really had hoped on having a wonderful weekend with Mum, only to be ordered back to the office. Yes, I really was far from happy, but I hid my feelings as I appeared before my boss, who was in his office with a senior colleague who was in charge of the governor's security. "Agent Val, I gave you 5 minutes to report here, but you took an hour?" my boss asked, with a frown while I quickly apologized. "I'm reassigning you. From now you are part of the state governor's security. Any problem with that?" he asked. "No, sir," I answered, wondering the reason I was chosen for such a job, since I clearly knew that we lost none of the agents working with the state governor. I instantly felt there was more to it. "Agent Mike will brief you more on your new assignment," my boss added, nodding at the senior agent who smiled at me while I nervously stared back at him as he opened a file he was holding. "According to your file, you are currently 26 years old, a law graduate, did remarkably well in law school, been out of the country twice, still single, and from a royal family." Agent Mike calmly summarized my life as I stood still. "Have you ever been in real combat before?" he asked. "No, sir," I answered, wondering why he asked such a question since he was with my file, which clearly stated that I had been in the department for just a year and few months and only worked at the vetting department. "Good. The governor needs a well-educated and exposed agent of your age to watch over his rebellious daughter, who will be arriving the state this evening. She is 24 years old, a Harvard graduate, and it's her first time of coming home since her dad became the state governor, so listen carefully to what I have to tell you. Before accepting to come home, the girl made her father promise not to cage her, nor suffocate her life with security and bodyguards.